guys, and welcome back to another episode of Off the Shelf. I am your host, Running Time HD, and this time what we found off the shelf was Maniac Cop.
This one is my personal life, any of your business.
Since your wife was found dead in a motel room,
You gotta be wrong.
you want to see the pretty picture?
Keep your hands where I can see them. Hold on, I didn't do any of this.
When a cop turns killer, you have the right to remain silent forever. Maniac Cop.
The 1988 exploitation B-grade horror film starring the Chin, Bruce Campbell. Yeah, I enjoyed this movie. I quite enjoyed this movie. I don't know if I loved it, but I liked it. And I think the best part about it is, I like a B-grade horror film. I think those are some of the best because they don't take themselves very seriously, and I can tell this movie does not take itself very seriously, and that's what I like in a movie like this. Like a movie about like a resurrected, invincible murderer cop. Like you can't really take that premise very seriously. So I think obviously a lot of movies like this know that the plot is too ridiculous to be taken seriously. So it just rolls with it. And I like that. And this movie is there's some pretty good, like, funny parts in it. I remember there was a part where, like, Bruce Campbell is basically framed for the murders of all these people. There's, like, this crazy cop going around killing people. And this cop frames Bruce Campbell and makes people think Bruce Campbell is the murderer. And then he goes into jail, and then all this shit happens. And then the cop goes into the police station, and he starts killing people. And then he gets away, and then these two cop guys walk up to Bruce Campbell, and they're like... So basically Bruce Campbell, he's in the police station, and then he goes, and, like, these cops walk in, and he's like, get on the floor, guys, you gotta believe me, I didn't do any of this, I didn't do this. And then he gets away, and then the one cop goes, well, are we gonna go after him? The other one goes, well, he said he didn't do it. That's probably my favorite, joke in the whole movie. That was the part that made me laugh the hardest. Gave me a good laugh, good chuckle. But, I did like this movie. And I think also the ridiculousness of it does help. And also, the effects, I think, are pretty good, pretty decent. I like how the blood kind of looks a little, kind of like Kool-Aid. A little bit. Like, dark red Kool-Aid a little bit. And I think this film was fun. I found it enjoyable and fun. The reason it was fun is because, as I said before, you get why it's fun. But I think it was enjoyable because it did those things well. I think it did these things because I think a movie could make the movie ridiculous and stupid, but there's a chance that it's not good at doing that, and it's just dumb. But this movie's dumb, but it's good. It's a good stupid. Some movies can just be stupid, and I know that because I've seen them. I've seen stupid ones. But yeah, I think this movie is enjoyable. So basically, the movie opens with this lady. She's getting robbed, and then, there's, a whole chase scene. Then she goes up to a cop, and then she's like, oh my god, thank God you're here. Like, there are these guys, these guys are trying to rob me, and then he grabs her, and he snaps her neck, and he goes, he, snaps her neck, twice, and he drops her, and then throughout the movie... There's the same cop killing people, and then there's another scene where this lady, she had a purse, and this cop walked up to her door, and even though these killings only have happened at night, they've never happened in broad daylight, she grabs out a gun from her purse and just shoots a cop in the middle of an alleyway. What the why? I mean, I get that you thought you were gonna die, but, it happens at night, lady. It's broad daylight. You think he's just gonna murder you in the middle of a crowded city in broad daylight? Come on now. It's stupid. But then, we get introduced... Also, there's this detective guy who is, the smart one. He thinks, oh, maybe he's a cop killing all these guys. And then his other cop buddies are like, well, you're an idiot because it can't be a cop. You're an idiot. You're a stupid guy. Right? And then, we get introduced to Bruce Campbell and his wife, and Then Bruce Campbell's like arguing with his wife in his house, and then he goes to a motel. He cheats on his wife. His wife follows him because somebody on the phone told her that her husband was the cop killing people, and she just believed this person, just blindly believed a person on the phone talking to her. She catches them, and then she storms out of the room and goes down the sidewalk. And then the Maniac cop, she's walking down the sidewalk, and then the Maniac cop grabs her into a car, and then it cuts to this cleaning lady going around the motel, and then she walks into the room that Bruce Campbell and the girl were in, and he finds his wife's neck slit in the bed, right? So then it's like people think that Bruce Campbell like did the killings because it was his wife and it was in the motel room and it was all that, and then yeah, the Maniac cop basically framed Bruce Campbell, and the whole movie is because at the beginning of the movie it's not really a story, and then once Bruce Campbell gets introduced there is a story, but once Bruce Campbell gets introduced and his wife dies, it's a story on how do they clear Bruce Campbell's name and how they stop the Maniac cop. That's what the movie's about, and there's some good kills after that, but you know, they weren't that like exhilarating. He was just kind of stabbing people. I mean, there were some pretty good ones, but mainly it was just him stabbing people with this like knife baton thing. And at the end of the movie, he was in a car and Bruce Campbell was on the side of the car. It was like a thing, and then he was driving into the river. He got impaled by something. The Maniac cop did, that is, and then he drove into the river. And then they think he's dead, but he's like an invincible Michael Myers type guy. Like, he can't die. Like, he can eat bullets for breakfast. He can strong man. You know, he can beat people up really easily. And also, there's another scene because he breaks into like a police department. He did that later. You know the joke I said earlier about the cops and Bruce Campbell. Well, this is before the joke happens and before the scene ends. There's the detective guy who was trying to clear Bruce Campbell's name, and he finds him in like a file room, and he just starts slamming him into every single file cabinet, and then he throws him out of the window onto a taxi, and it was great. That part was great too. But yeah, I thought that it was quite enjoyable, and I liked it. Even though it's not the greatest movie, but I think that's okay, because it didn't need to be a great movie. It didn't need to be. I was just like, I don't want to watch a stupid horror movie today. Plus, it's October, it's Halloween season, it's spooky movie season, it's spooky month. We gotta watch the scary movies. I gotta watch some scary movies for the scary month. You know, it's the month of horror. I would recommend this movie to fans of, you know, horror films, you know, exploitation films, just horror fans. I would recommend this to horror fans. If you think you'd be interested in this movie, I'd go seek it out. And I think I'll get to my rating. So what I rate this film is probably like a 7.5 out of 10. Like a 7.5. I think an 8's too much, but I think it deserves a little more than a 7, so I think 7.5 is a nice mid-ground. So you know, I think I've said my piece. I think I've said what I need to say about this movie, and you know, hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. You know, hope you like this video. Share with your friends. Subscribe. Turn notifications on. Comment down below on how much you liked it. And I've been Runtime HD. Signing off.